I'm Mike, welcome to the workshop. And this week I'm going to show you how to make these really simple, super sturdy folding sawhorses out of regular construction lumber that you can buy in any hardware store. So, let's roll the intro! So here behind me I have the lumber I need for this project. So for this, all you need are two sizes of timber, 4x2, which we will use to make the legs, and then 4x1, which we'll use to make stretchers and the fixed top, and we'll also use a base 4x2 to make a sacrificial top if we're cutting through it ourselves. So you're going to need roughly two lengths of 4.8 in both of these to get this out. But if you want to go smaller, you can go smaller. The first thing I do is I cut my legs to a length of 7/30 at an angle of 20 degrees. So this will give a splay to the finished sawhorse, giving it a nice foot. Now 7/30 here gives me about a 750 height. Now this is good for me because I'm rather vertically challenged. But other people might want to make it taller or shorter depending on their height. The next thing you do then when we have all the legs cut at that parallel 20 degrees is we want to cut the edge off with a 45-degree cut about 10 mil down. Now what this does is allows the hinge, the barrel of the hinge to function. I'll show you that here now. So we have that 45 cut here and our hinge is in the middle. This then allows our legs to fold up whilst not catching these corners. And that's important because if we look at the one that we've done, this is it assembled and fully done. So if I close it again, you can see how easily this will close. When I fold it out, if I didn't remove that corner, it would become caught and hinge bound. Because I removed that corner, it opens out fully so that these two sit flat. That's what really gives this a great strength. Now, as much in all as I would like to claim credit for this detail, I actually got it from a video by another creator called Crafy by Hiroto. I hope I didn't mess that up. I will put his name, or put his channel, sorry, in the description down below. He has amazing stuff. This is a great detail. I wanted to try it for ages. So, we have our legs cut now. All we want to do is cut all our 4x1. That's going to be our cross pieces and our fixed top. And then, well, we can start assembling. Right, so we have our legs cut. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of them. I'm going to line the hinge up centered and with the barrel lining up with the cut from the 45. I'll just give it a quick mark just to make sure we keep it in the same spot. And then get out our awl. And I'll just start with the awl. With hinges I tend to always use an awl. You can get away without it, but it just helps, I find. What I'm going to do then is just get a scrap piece of what's going to be on the top and lay it out here because I want to set up the second hinge that when it's fully open this is in full contact. Now you can't see that, but you'll take my word for it. So I'm just going to put a couple screws into this just to hold it temporarily. Now I should bring you in so you can see. I'm going to open this out fully to where it's going to be everything is sitting flat. I want to flatten my table and then I'm just going to mark where my hinge is going to go to the top and one corner. I can then turn it around like that, so there's a little bit of square there. And either take this one off, I have to have a spare hinge, so I'm just going to put the spare hinge in here, line it up with those marks, and again using my brad awl, get myself a point. Take it out, remove our backer piece, I should be able to just flip this over, put them back in, and everything should be perfect. Okay, so that's lining up pretty well. Just so you know, if I put that back in, if we still have a perfect opening. Let's see if it works. Yep, absolutely bang on. Tight as tuppence. It's missing that corner and everything is sitting flat. So we'll just do that for the other one. So now we have two leg assemblies done. What I've done here is I've just marked a line up about, what's this, about 190 mil. And I've broken it across here. This is where my cross members are going to go. Now for some designs of this you want to have the cross members staggered. For mine you don't need to, and I've done it on this side. So now it's a way to the universal bench, or as normal people may call it, the floor. A floor is a very useful bench. I built my first bench on the floor, many benches on the floor, but it's perfect for this. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our cross members here, we'll line them up with those lines we put in. I'm just going to screw these in, making sure I stay to the square line I put here and up along the side. You can glue these in, which will give you a bit more strength. These are very, very strong without it. But I know myself, and a situation will come where these will be too wide, or I'll need to make them wider, and it's just easier for me to just be able to take the screws out. So I put 4 in here at crosses. If my drill doesn't run out of battery, which I think it is, yep, I should be back in a transition. And I'm back. You know, having a dedicated easy access charging station makes changing batteries very easy. Wonder how you'd make one. So as I said, I'm putting 4 in here, 1 in each corner, gives a nice strong joint. And then we do the exact same here. Because we have that square line, we'll line up with the square line and face here, and we should end up with a pretty square. I should have finished that sentence. We should end up with a pretty square set of sawhorses. We have it in a rough upright position, so I'm just going to screw this on to one side of the legs. Now this is our fixed top. So it'll stay here forever. It's important you don't swap sides, right? Because you'll lock it together. And now we basically have a folding sawhorse. Up, we have a little carry handle. But although this is quite steady there, there's a lot of pressure on this, so we're going to need to put something to stop it spreading too far out. So what you could do is put a piece of chain between here and here. That'd be kind of the most common design for these. But I'm a chunky boy, and being short as well, I know I would probably use this as a platform. So I want to put in a slightly more rigid locking system. And for that, all I'm going to need is 2 strips of scrap about 2 inches high. I'll show you what I'm going to do now. So I've set this so that everything is sitting flat now. What I have here is a piece of material. This is actually left over from my project where I replicated my grandfather's toolbox using materials that he had actually worked. If you're interested in that kind of thing, I'll leave a link in the description and the video at the end here. Cool little story. But what I've done here is I've actually just drilled a hole about 30mm down the centre of this. And on one side I'm going to line it up like this on the side of the leg. I'm going to drill in that. And what this does then is it creates a pivot that I can use. And I'll just mark the end here and cut it off at the angle of the legs, 20 degrees. That means then that I can just pull this apart, line that up, stick another screw in here, and it'll be nice and tight, and then when I'm not using it, I'll be able to fold it up, screw it into the leg, so I don't have to worry about finding screws. So that's basically these built. Now one additional feature you could add to this, if you were planning on using these sawhorses for breaking down sheet material for example, is you could add a sacrificial top on this. So basically what you do is just get a piece of material about 2 inches thick and screw it up through the bottom of your fixed top, with the screws definitely coming through here. That means that you can cut through this as much as you like with whatever saw you have, and you won't damage the teeth. And when this gets worn out, just take the screws off and put on a new piece. Now, I'm just going to be using this as a bench base. I'll be putting a sheet on top of it, and that'll be my sacrificial for doing this kind of cutting. So the last thing to do before we wrap this up is I want to make sure that in transit this isn't happening. So I'm just going to add a little cabin lock right here. So we'll just give it a quick carry test. Yeah, that's not opening. And also the angle here gives you a nice little built-in handle. Trust me, these are a lot easier to carry than fully built ones. I'm pretty happy. Alright, so there we have it. 2 simple, super sturdy sawhorses that you could make in less than an hour. The materials you can buy at your local hardware store. Having these, even if you're not a job site worker, is vital. This is the quickest way to have a bench in a garage or whatever. Fold these up, put them against the wall, and when you want to have your workbench, fold them back out, put a sheet on top of it, and you have a great bench. And trust me, even without engaging the struts here, These are super strong, super sturdy. I'm not a light human being. And yeah, it's holding me. So, as always, thank you for staying to the end of the video. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And absolutely do try this at home. Well, make the sawhorses, not this. I am a professionally trained idiot. And this is a concrete floor. And I work alone. So don't do that. But, yeah, see you next week. Hello, I'm Mike. And when I'm not busy being awesome, I like to relax with long walks on the beach, a glass of rosé, and the soothing tones of Cannibal Corpse. I don't remember those like VHS dating things. If you do, like, subscribe, we can be old together. Make some shit.